With ETF approvals coming any day now, the market seems to be reacting positively as Bitcoin has roared past $45,000 once again. SBF is being let off the hook by the U.S. government for political donations, shocker, and crypto commercials are once again flooding the broadcast airwaves. Jamie Dimon is still a turd bucket, AI makes its crypto predictions, and we've got an amazing collection of Dragon Bull NFTs, which will soon be available to members of the Bad Crypto Nifty Club. Happy New Year 2024 to all from the Republic of Bad Cryptopia. It's the year of the dragon. And we've got dragon energy here to deliver all the latest news coupled with our meaningless commentary on this bad news, episode number 707 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast 2024. What's up, bitches?
I don't know about y'all, but this is our first podcast of the new year, and I'm way tired from all the holidays. In fact, my ass is dragging.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say these nuts are dragging. I'm tired from dragging these nuts, but I didn't. I took the higher road. I went with this.
Yeah, the higher, but not the quite high enough road. Like the meat, it was
I guess
the
about
medium road.
level, depending on the angle.
It's the Bad Crypto Podcast show for the crypto curious and the crypto serious in our 7th year of badness. Joel Comm here, Travis Wright there, and we've got news everywhere in this year of the dragon. By the way, Trav, I was born in the year of the dragon. This is a big year for me.
This is a big Joel year. Oh, so this would be nice. The fifth year of the dragon you've experienced then essentially. Actually no, it probably yeah.
Because it's every 12
one you were
years.
born in, and then the 12th year, the 24th year. Yeah. Cool.
So I am going to turn 60 in May, if you can believe.
Dude, you
that.
look like you're in your 40s though, bro. So that's good.
I thank you for that. I feel better than I have in a long time, and so may we both have many years of badness before us.
That's good. Well, we're going to keep going, even if the market goes up, market goes down. It seems like we don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
And because of that, we've got some news for you, and here it is. Recording this show at 8 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time on the 2nd of January in the year 2024, CoinGecko.com has things to say. For example, a $1.8 trillion market cap. Bitcoin just shy of 45,000 right now at 44,956. Ethereum 2,356. BNB $312. Solana 106. XRP 62.5 cents. Cardano 60 cents, and Avalanche, big mover this last week, right now at $40.5. Dogecoin just outside of the top 10 at 9.1 cents.
Mm-hmm. And there's been some really big winners this week. It's been really fun to sort of watch this thing. You know, look at Bitcoin SV, the Craig Satoshi version of the internet. Apparently, you know, I was hearing like, oh man, starting to rumble, and then I didn't get into any because I'm like, I'm trying to stay away from Bitcoin SV. But that thing went up almost 100% this week. Internet Computer, who we've helped advise on some things, they've gone up over 50% this week, which was nice to see that thing getting on a little run. SEI is in the top, is in the 56 overall right now. That's up 46%. Astar, I haven't heard of that.
Don't be such an astard.
God, you're such an astard. Oh my God. Arbitrum, that's up 34%. Baker's up. Ordi is up. Ordi is those ordinals. There's some really interesting things going on here in the space. And as we know, as Bitcoin goes, then some flows into altcoins, then all flows back into Bitcoin. And we are closing in, folks. If you look at the map, you zoom out, Joel, and see the 2-year map, we're closing in on a 2-year all-time high. Not the all-time high, but over the last 2 years, we haven't 47,000, I think, is that point there of that one little last ditch effort of the last bull run. It did a little dip and then it went 47. And then so we're getting close, folks. Last night, it was so awesome watching that thing roar over 44,000. And let's see where it goes. We're going to talk a little later on what AI thinks it's going to go on, but this could be the start of something beautiful, Mr. Sir Lord Joel Comm.
So, of course, this is the headlines everywhere, and you're going to be able to see links to all of the stories we're going to cover in our show notes. So, if you go to
and some bullet
Badco,
points as well, so you can take those little bullet points and tweet them out if you like.
yeah, bull it points because it's a bull market. That's where
They're
bullet
bull run
actually
points. Is what we
got
call
its
them.
name. In the show notes, badco.in/707. And people are paying attention, gang. Bitcoin is back in the news. People are talking about it. They're expecting these ETFs that are going to be approved here, maybe as early as this week. I don't know what happens if they're not approved this week. I think we hang on just the same because we know that they're coming. But I feel like we are just about ready to turn that corner. Like the door is open to the beginning of mainstream adoption, and we're just about to just slide right all up in that.
Yeah. About to slide all on up in it. It could be really interesting as we're moving forward on this. And, it's interesting because a lot of Bitcoin miners are offloading. They offloaded 129 million Bitcoin in one day. And so we got the lowest reserves that we've had since May right now. And so now that there's such a low amount of them in the reserve, I think with this halving coming up, setting up to go in April and slashing the miner rewards, I think that might be a supply shock down the road, and that could be part of the things that lead to a significant price change over time, Joel.
Let's talk theory on this, little game theory on this, because people are asking, is the current price of Bitcoin, is the ETFs built into it? In other words, have we seen this run up and then the news happens, we have the ETFs and then we sell? I think we see a small sell-off and an almost immediate ba-boom upwards, because I read a great piece today. I don't know if you sent it to me or it was somebody else, but the theory is that you have these 12 different financial institutions in the US that are going to be competing for market share. And so they're going to have their representatives on the phone with clients trying to get as many of them into their system as possible. You need to buy Bitcoin now. You need to buy Bitcoin now, which could send things moving very quickly. And that theory actually makes sense to me, that I don't think that we're going to see a big pullback from this. I think that we've got a lot of upside, not financial advice.
Well, I mean, that's when the bull run really hits, we start seeing days like that. Remember the very first time in 2017, we were seeing that bull run happen. And we were seeing like, whoa, $500 increase today. Oh my God, almost $1,000 in one day. We're going to see in the future where we're already seeing it now, where it's like, Bitcoin was what, 42, and all of a sudden, boom, it hit 45. So that was a $3,000 bump in one day. It's not going to be too long, in my personal opinion, that we're going to see like a $5,000 and a $10,000 day bump, and maybe even a $20,000 bump in a day, just because some news thing's going to happen and the thing's going to go baboosh. And as we make that march up to 69,000, the previous all-time high, and then probably go somewhere double that when it's all said and done. Not financial advice, but that's what a lot of people are saying, and even AI, is that it's going to happen. It tends to happen quick. Once it hits that one point, it just kind of goes ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. It's like almost like over the course of less than a month, it does it. But then whenever,
so
on the flip
early
side, Joel, whenever it falls, that thing goes like it just falls off a cliff.
I
So it's
don't
like
think
the timing has got to be good on this bad boy.
I'm not sure that's going to happen this time. That happened in the past because you have a lot of big money pulling their money out, but now you're going to have millions, millions, millions more people that are going to be buying into Bitcoin.
We thought this was going to be the case with the last bull run. Last bull run seemed a lot different to
Yeah,
us
we were
too,
wrong.
because people are doing stuff more with their crypto than just buying ICOs. Look at this. Oh, there's DeFi, there's this, there's that. And still, once it seems to me, though, Joel, that probably the market's manipulated by these big dogs. Like BlackRock can just come in and thump it down on the table and be like, we're going to buy all this. We're going to do this. We're going to sell all this. So it's like there's still some big manipulation that can happen. And I think as long as we're on the team or the side where it's positive, we just got to be aware enough to get out when the time's to get out.
But last time was still crypto bros. It was people in the industry for the most part that were driving it. And now that big money is coming in. And look, there's ETFs around the world. You know, we're not the first, but the US being the powerhouse, the financial powerhouse that it is, these big, you know, multinational conglomerates getting in, being able to sell to US citizens is a big deal. I feel like this is different. I think like everybody was super hype on the bull run last time because we wanted to push into mainstream adoption. Well, it wasn't time. Now it's coming to us, and I feel like it's different. It's got to be, you know, once you go from having 10 million people, 20 million people having Bitcoin to a half a billion people having it's clearly a game changer. So how do you
and that also, Joel, it talks about this article that you're referencing right here. It talks about the SEI, the C network, that it rose over 75% because it's the popularity of the EVM compliant blockchains and parallelization. So what's going on, it seems to me, is that, you know, some of these tokens that are going to be part of the thing that allows big money to get in from these Wall Street firms, those crypto tokens are going to have a big opportunity as well. And we might be seeing the beginnings of some of those. So what I would suggest for you folks is, if you're listening right now, get on that top 100, look at some of those tokens that you've never seen before. Look at some of those ones that are having some big rises. Do some research into them, and maybe even email us at badcryptopodcast@gmail.com if you find something that's really interesting, because, you know, we're learning with this as you guys are learning, right? We've never claimed to be an expert in this space. We are perpetual beginners of mind, because we want to learn as much as we can. Once you get to a certain point where you think you know so much, then your ego gets out of control and you end up not learning anymore and you end up getting wrecked. So we don't want to get wrecked. We want to go to the moon. And so let's go to the moon together. Do some research on some of the stuff. If you find some really cool stuff, let us know. We'd love to do some research on our own and then get back to you guys with ones you guys have recommended.
So, you know, you referenced the financial institutions being able to slap their wang on the table and, you know, cause things to happen pretty easily. There's just so much corruption out there. And of course, we see it in the US government as well, where this tweet from Colin Rugg on X.com, also known as Twitter, says the U.S. government is dropping 6 charges against crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried, including campaign finance violations and conspiracy to commit bribery charges. Making bribes with stolen money is fine as long as that money is going to U.S. politicians. He donated $100 million to the 2020 midterms. Lots of dark money groups linked to people like Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer. And look at this video. I believe it's a real video. Maxine Waters, one of the most corrupt people in Congress, blowing a kiss to Sam Bankman-Fried. Love you, Sammy. Thanks for the donation. You're off the hook, brah.
Thanks for the fat cash. Yeah, Paul Speary is another tweet that we're referencing that I'll put in the show notes as well. He says that what they're covering up and what they risked coming out at trial is how dirty these FTX funds were. So they were being laundered into the DNC through something called Mind the Gap. That's a Democrat dark money operative. And then the whole operation allegedly was ran by SBF's mom, who, according to this, is a radical Democrat activist working under the cover of academia through Stanford. So here's a New York Post article to that. Here's Paul Speary's post. You know, there's something weird going on when they just say, hey, you know what? Of all 60, how many do he have? 16 different things against him, something like that. Yeah. And then they said, we're going to get rid of all of these, and only the 7 that you've already going to prison for life, essentially 120 years or whatever it was.
We'll see.
We're not even going to talk about all the rest of the stuff. Well, it's almost how the government ignores Epstein's client list is how they're ignoring SBF's sort of client list also.
Sentencing hasn't happened. I think this is the
one way that they can assure that SBF doesn't kill himself.
There's no sentencing.
We don't even want to talk about any of that, Joel. It's not sanctioned.
No sentencing yet. Hasn't happened yet. The sentencing for his crimes is still yet to come. And there's a lot of people in the U.S. that are upset.
Well, they were talking about how it was like those 7 counts of fraud that he's already been convicted on. I guess that must have been speculation that they were saying 120 years for that. I guess he doesn't have it. And so basically now they're dropping all of his additional charges, and he still hasn't gotten his original sentencing yet. Like, dude, they're going to give him a powder puff on his ass and a kiss on the cheek and tell him thank you and sorry for his inconvenience.
Yeah.
Seems like at this point.
So people in the U.S. Congress are unhappy with the chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler, and some are saying we want to fire him. Mostly Representatives Warren Davidson and Tom Emmer, Republicans from Ohio and Minnesota, respectively, wrote 2024 would be a great time to fire Gary Gensler, pass the SEC Stabilization Act, hold the SEC accountable for its corruption, and end the accredited investor rule that protects deal flow for the donor class. I'm a fan of all this. I think 2024 is a great year to clean house in our government. Man, I love what this guy, this president in Argentina is doing. Like, he's eliminating departments and jobs, he's privatizing stuff, and he's empowering people once again.
It's wild watching that dude. He was flying. He's doing some dumb, dangerous stuff though too. Like he's flying commercial airlines, like in coach. Like, dude. Well, I mean, it's okay to protect yourself a little bit. You probably need to have some, presidential security around you or something. But he's thunks it on the table. He's like a plunk. Here we
Yep.
go. It's crazy watching what that dude's doing. But I'll tell you what, these are two lawmakers that I have got some good feelings from because of what they've been doing, pushing to try to remove Gary Gensler. That's great. The SEC Stabilization Act to try to eliminate the chairman's role and maybe even introduce another commissioner to prevent dominance by a single political party. That is good. And then both of those guys also oppose the Federal Reserve issuing a CBDC. They think that threatens the civilization of the world. And, I agree. I don't want us to have a digital dollar, but I think that they're going to try to make things more lenient at first or something to keep crypto going. And then they're going to they're obviously going to try to drop that thing. Then it's going to be for us to really sort of rebel in a friendly, safe way where it's like, oh, you can only pay with your digital dollars. Like, no, this is like that one did when he bought that one dude who bought strawberries in the UK. And he's like, no, this is legal currency. I'm going to buy these strawberries. Here's $1.38, pound 38, 38 pence, whatever, buying it. Right. It's like we have to sort of rebel against it. And then companies will go, we have more power than we realize in a lot of cases, Joel, and we just don't utilize it because we're so we're just passive about everything. We're like, complacent.
Civil disobedience is definitely needed. Again, from the U.S. government, the Senate Ethics Committee sounds like an oxymoron, is urged to investigate Senator Elizabeth Warren on misleading crypto statements. She said on, where was it? She said this. She was on Fox Business on Thursday, and she made comments that crypto has an anti-money laundering problem, which of course it doesn't. And Perianne Boring slammed her and said it does not have an AML problem. The vast majority of illicit finance goes through the traditional financial system and legacy banking infrastructure. It's demonstrable, it's provable, it's not up for debate. She says it's not happening in the cryptocurrency space, and they want to hold her accountable. These people that go up to Capitol Hill, they don't know squat. They are just in it for themselves, for the power they get. They do not have the best interests of the people at heart, and they've demonstrated it. And yet people in these districts and states continue to send them back with absolutely no evidence that they've followed through on their promises or done a darn thing. Not a darn thing.
It's supposed to be for the people, but for them, it's for their profits, right? I mean, they go in there and they're worth very little. Like even what's her face, AOC, she went into Congress when she was worth about $2,000. I read now she's worth over $13 million. Like, how is that possible with a $200,000 a year salary, right? And so there's so much corruption and stuff going on at these upper levels. It's not Congress, man. It's the ruling class. And it's rules for thee, but not for me. And that's kind of how they look at it. And so, that Stop the Crypto Ban, there's a petition out for that. And there's over 10,000 signatures already on that document saying, hey, we do not want you to be banning crypto. Keep your hands off of crypto, Pocahontas.
Yeah. She's a fake one. And here's another one again from the world.
Did you say Pocahontas?
Faux, yeah, because she's fake. Nice. From the traditional financial systems, Jamie Dimon, has bashed Bitcoin for years. But meanwhile, what is JP Morgan Chase doing? they're doing crypto. Of course they are. They've got they have a key role in BlackRock's proposed ETF. Look at this smile, the smug smile on this guy over here. Just
Dude, they all
absolutely.
have that, dude. And for me, JP Morgan, he was one of the worst dudes, in my opinion. The way that Rockefeller and JP Morgan and all those really early sort of entrepreneurs that were making things happen back in the day, they had profits only on their mind. And here we are now with BlackRock and some of these other ones, and then JP Morgan. They're opposed to it, but now they're involved in it. And so it just kind of gives you a little bit of their hypocritical nature and how they work. But the financials industries, their tendency is to prioritize profit. And if you look over the last 12 to 14 years, Joel, of Bitcoin's profitability since Bitcoin launched, it's up like 6 billion% or something stupid, dude. It's just like, yeah, you'd have got in early, like, oh my God, you will never have to worry about a thing.
Has anybody checked on Peter Schiff lately?
I think he shifted his pants over the Christmas holiday.
I mean, he's been saying every time Bitcoin goes down that it's going to zero, it's going to zero. And now with these ETFs coming, he's got like at some point he's going to have to capitulate and go, all right, if you had bought Bitcoin 10 years ago instead of gold, you would be far wealthier.
Way wealthier.
It's just,
I mean, literally, like I think in 2012, 2011, gold was worth maybe what, $1,100 We're sitting here now, it's gone up $1,000. It's not even doubled in price over the last 12 years. And then Bitcoin went on that ridiculous torrid run. And then there's only been 1 year where Bitcoin didn't have a positive net gain. One.
Can't say the same for gold. Although gold is over 2,000 now, it's kind of nice, but nowhere near what Bitcoin's been able to do.
Took a big dump in 2022. That was the only year that it really ever took a huge dump like that, really. And then people lost money from the price on January 1st to the price on December 31st. It's pretty good.
CZ would like to take a huge dump in the UAE where his kids live, but the courts will not give him permission to leave.
Let him take a dump?
Nope, they're saying he can't leave the States because he's a flight risk while he's awaiting sentencing for his criminal charges. He's been forbidden from traveling abroad.
So he might be one of the only people who like goes the opposite way on the southern border.
Yeah.
Let me get the hell out of here, amigo. All right. Yeah. So he's out on a $175 million bond right now after pleading guilty to violating the Bank Secrecy Act. So apparently he's in knowing he did some things, but he can't see his family right now. So that sucks.
That ain't cool.
Sorry about that, CZ. Good
that
luck
ain't
next
cool.
time.
2 days into the year, and we've already got our first hack of the year in South Korea. The Orbit Bridge lost $80 million in a hack that happened because private keys were compromised. So congratulations to Orbit for being the first.
7 out of 10 multi-sig signers. That's crazy.
First. They're the first. I'm sure there'll be many more. Wherever there's money, guys, make sure your funds are secured. Make sure you hold your keys, not your crypto. That's just how it works.
Here's something fun, Mr. Joel Comm.
What's that?
I've noticed this too. I'm starting to see some crypto commercials on TV. I did see one for Bitwise, and I saw something else, some other one too. And I was like, oh, dude, crypto commercials are back. And that's what this article right here is talking about. Crypto ads have been making a comeback with Bitwise and Van Eck. They're creating mobile-focused commercials. I did see one on YouTube. And then Solana, the Saga phone, they're reselling for thousands of dollars, boosted by these unclaimed bonk airdrops. Bonk. So if you got a Solana Saga phone, there's some bonk sitting on there for you. But I got a bong downstairs waiting for me, but that's a little different.
I think that's very different. And you're going to see more and more of the commercial. And look, I don't watch commercial TV at all, so I wouldn't even know what they're showing.
You watch YouTube and you watch other shows, and so you will see. Do you have like the YouTube Premium so you don't see the ads?
Yeah, I don't. I pay extra. Like people are like, I'm not going to pay to not see commercials. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm paying. Oh, they're raising the price $2. I'm fine. I don't care. I don't want to see your stupid commercials. So it's worth it to me to not deal with that. So but they're out there, and a lot more are going to be coming. And this is brilliant. Chief Justice John Roberts of the U.S. Supreme Court says he predicts AI will significantly impact legal work at the trial level, while saying AI usage by legal teams requires caution and humility. That's a nothing burger of a story. Like, file under no shit, Sherlock.
Well, and realistically, if you had a clean AI that had all the laws and all the, all the lawyer words from all the law books and all the land, right? Like this is one of the best cases for AI because you could almost be like, if you're a judge and you're like, well, here's the law and oh, and here's the cases here's the precedents for that. Here it all is. Like this is going to save folks in the law industry just thousands of hours, man. But it's also, I think, now, I think that's got to be a perplexing thing for law firms, right? Because now, if they can have AI do something that would take them 10 hours before and now it takes them 20 minutes, are they still going to bill out those 10 hours? Probably.
Yeah. How
It's
long
not
till
going
we
to
have
change their billing. It's just going to make it quicker for them to do.
how long till we have AI courts, right? Where because if you feed the law and only the law in, and then you program the AI to interpret that law and apply it to various cases. I wonder how many times, because in our courts, for example, Supreme Court, you got 9 justices, and sometimes you have 5-4 rulings, sometimes 6-3, sometimes 7-2. But if AI gives a ruling and supports it, then it's AI is going to be unanimous with itself, right?
Yeah, but I would also say this is that, laws are reserved for laws of the universe. In my, gravity is a law. Everything else is just rules. A lot of this stuff is just bullshit human rules that they want to put us under with a whole lot of extra control. So a lot of them probably could be eliminated. But I would also say is I would prefer that if we're going to go through lawsuits and do instead of the law fair that's going on where they're using sort of law and going to war against certain political parties and stuff. I think that should be called out and be like, based on AI, this is like, why is a Soros funded DA going to release all of these people back into, the population when they should be in jail, but then other people who did the same thing, they're not getting released. And then it's just not balanced right now. And so I think a lot of people are getting frustrated with that. So I think AI could help, but I really wouldn't want to have AI only because then it lacks empathy and there's like some situations
Well,
that
sure.
would maybe change. So it's like I think maybe aid in what we're doing, but don't take it over because that's draconian.
To be clear, I'm not suggesting we do it.
Oh,
I'm
you're trying to
saying
be
it's
draconian. Why are you such a
it's it's
dictator?
going to happen. That's what's going to
Ugh.
happen. And AI is also predicting the price of Bitcoin in this article here. Where the long story short is that the which ones have predicted. So Google's Bard said that 2024 will find us with an all-time high of around 120,000. There's others that have predicted a wider range, and we have some analysts that are not AI that are saying we can hit as high as 532,000 on this. I am going to stick with my prediction of 150,000. That's going to be our peak for the year. So I'm being a little bolder than AI. I'm using
Yeah.
JI, Joel Intelligence.
Yeah. Well, I was using Trav AI and I determined that I do think 120,000 is reasonable. I don't think it will go over 250,000. The number that I kind of sit on is around 180,000 because that would almost be a 3x from the all-time high previously. And then based on the previous bull runs, there's been at least a 3x return on from the previous high. So like last time there was almost a 3.5x from the previous high of 20,000. Now went to 69,000. If we took around 3x, that's going to get us up to maybe 200,000. So, I mean, probably, at least 150,000 and then maybe somewhere up as 200,000. But I think the biggest thing on this, Joel, is right now the total crypto market cap is about $1.8 trillion right now. And once this ETF happens, we're going to see trillions of dollars injected into the crypto market through those ETFs. So some of that's going to be not included in the crypto market per se, the official one, but it's going to be part of the overall crypto market because the ETF is going to be traded with like traditional stocks and stuff. So it's going to be interesting. But think about that. The total commodity markets and the gold markets and some of these other ones, like the total crypto industry market is still so low compared to everywhere else. And so that's where I think that there's going to be a big, we could see, I think as a more accurate goal, I think we'll see at least $5 trillion total crypto market cap, not Bitcoin in itself, but overall, all the cryptos will equal at least 10, probably going, or at least 5, probably going on 10, probably around 7 or 8 trillion dollars. And then people are going to be like, oh, it's going to hit 10 trillion. It's going to hit, and it's not. The bottom's going to drop out and go down to about 3 trillion or something.
Wow, let's bookmark this show with the predictions in it. This is not Mickey Mouse stuff that we're talking about here. But this story from the NFT world is. So I gotta say, Trav, a few days ago, I got an email from a news source that I use, and it said in there in like 3 days, the copyright for the very earliest Mickey Mouse that we saw in the Steamboat Willie Disney cartoons was getting ready to expire. Disney could not retain it under their copyright laws, and it went into the public domain. And I thought to myself, this would be a great opportunity to make some NFTs. Well, I did not do that, but others did. And check this out. The Steamboat Willie NFTs that went for sale, this one collection here was #1 trending and did 521 ETH using existing artwork. The effort that went into this was so minimal. Whoever made this they are laughing their way to the bank. I mean, 521 ETH is,
well, that's the total volume. They didn't personally make that. That was like secondary volume and stuff, or was that? I wonder how much from the initial sale.
Yeah. It's good, or if they gave them away for free. I don't know. But there's several collections here that the top 1, 2, and 3.
Disney should have done that right ahead of the time, right? It's like, okay, so we're going to lose it. Let's launch some Steamboat Willie NFTs, and then they could have pulled in something and done something kind of fancy and fun with it, knowing they were going to lose their copyright of it.
Vivi did that in the Vivi app. They last year or 2 years ago they released in their deal with Disney. They released Steamboat Willie, it's crazy that somebody can work to create a business, and somebody comes in and goes, oh, we can use that artwork now, we can sell that, and now we're making money.
Well, I mean, we got AI now. We can just go in and tell it pretty much anything we wanted to create, and it creates something out of our imagination from words and converts it into something completely beautiful.
So this lawyer told Cointelegraph people cannot use Steamboat Willie's version of Mickey to make anyone think their work is affiliated with Disney. Okay, so unaffiliated. Here's a collection. Okay, so this guy did it here. This guy set up a manifold collection of it, 2,000 with a price of 0.001, which is $2 each. I'm not sure how many of these he sold on Manifold, but look, if you're using other versions of Mickey Mouse, you're going to get sued by Disney. Don't do it. I just got hungry, Travis. I want some cookies.
I love that one shirt that you said. What was this like? What's your shirt says? Yes, I do accept your cookies.
Yes, I do accept cookies. Absolutely. I do. It's one of my life is good shirts, which doesn't fit me anymore because I've lost weight and I had to get rid of it. So not a bad problem. NFTs are the new cookies is the title on this Blockworks article. We've been talking for years, Travis, how NFTs are the new loyalty card, how companies and brands issuing NFTs to consumer wallets now can identify who owns what and reward them accordingly. This article goes on to talk about how loyalty is not just about the programs and identifying people, but there's also a certain, well, let's just say ethical violation to the fact that now they can track people for ads. This could end up becoming a way that this is better than cookies. Yeah. Because
remember back early on, I think it was in 2019, I bought the domain NFT Commerce because it's coming. It's like we could see that these kinds of things are going to be utilized for these types of tools, and the advertising data and the old cookie dying and this kind of people opting in a way kind of makes it really cool. So this could be something obviously to keep an eye on. We've been watching NFTs since 2017. We're seeing them evolve. I don't think that they are just PFPs. There's so many different ways to use it. However, PFPs and cool little images are fun to do, right, Joel?
Absolutely. We love it. And you have been busy creating a new collection to commemorate the upcoming bull run and the year of the dragon and crypto. And you tweeted about it here just this week. You've been super busy on Dolly making these. Check out the 2024 crypto bull dragons that Travis has been creating. Talk about these, and I'll just go through the ones that you posted here on Twitter.
Yeah, so these are essentially like a pixelated sort of a thing. I was looking at this, I was like, man, we're seeing something really cool. It's the 2024 is the year of the dragon with the Chinese zodiac, right? And 2024 is going to be an epic bull run. So I was like, dude, I just kind of merged it together. Said, oh, so I've created Bad Crypto GPT, right? And I've sent a link to, I think it's badco.in/GPT, right? So I programmed all kinds of cool shit into this one. And now I can go in, and I've just been working on this one from based on all the stuff that we know about NFTs and this and that. And let's say that 2024 is the year of the crypto bull run, and it's the 2024 year of the dragon. Let's create a cool 1x1 image of what I was calling it, the crypto bull dragon king, was I was calling it.
Mhm.
And so there we go. We got all kinds of these things now, and there's 24 of them. And I think we're going to decide how exactly we want to necessarily do these, because I think we could give one that everyone has that same official one, but then maybe sell the other ones as a one of one for super cheap. That way people could have those and have that be their little avatar to help them on their 2024 bull run.
And maybe we tie a piece of utility to it. I don't know. We're going to talk about it, but if you want to get the free one, you have to be in the Bad Crypto Nifty Club. Go to badcrypto.uncut.network. And you want this NFT right here, the Bad Crypto Nifty Club. You can buy it right now for $4.73 and have it. Once you have it, you start getting airdrops from us. We create a lot of different things, and there's probably been 30 or so, maybe more airdrops so far.
But this is a different one. We've only done it a couple of times where we've done as a set. We did the Cornutopia ones. If you had claimed the original Corn Wizard, there was 100 of those, and you got dropped a Cornutopia character. We also did the 5 Ethereums. We did 6 Bitcoins in a collection. And so this is the 4th collection I think that we've done, unless there was another one in there that I'm not thinking of.
But
the Bull Dragon Run, and that could be fun. Maybe we could do that at the beginning of each year as we play around, as AI gets even cooler. I don't know what the next year is, year of the snake or the year of the rat or whatever, kind of the adding the bull run to it. Well, especially this year because it's a bull run. That's why this one's kind of fun.
Right.
We're going into some crypto winners in some of those other ones, so maybe they won't be as fun.
So we're going to drop this just a few days after this episode releases. And if you want to get a free one, then you need to have this NFT. And of course, you'll get free future airdrops of other NFTs as well. Badcrypto.uncut.network. You get this red spinny NFT with myself and Sir Lord Travis spinning around and somehow not getting dizzy and nauseous. It never stops, and yet we remain steady. We're here for you at the Republic of Bad Cryptopia, and we're glad that you guys are along with us for this ride. It's going to be a super exciting year, and I think if you are smart with your investments, and remember, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered, so know when to take profits. It's never a bad idea, in my non-professional financial advice, to say it never hurts to take money off the table. Never hurts to take profits. That's what I say. I say that. What do you say, Travis?
And I say life is good, and this is a fun time to be doing what we're doing. Look in the notes. I just sent the one. I just did a Galactic Explorer Bull Dragon, and that one is awesome.
Nice.
What's funny is I got about 40 of them now that I've done. So I need to upload them, Joel, and then you and I need to look at them and see which ones we like the best, and then I'll have them all named which ones we like. But it's some of them, it's going to be hard to cut some of them because they're so cool. But I only think we need to have 24 of them and make them relevant and rock and roll. And with that, I guess there's only one thing left to do.
You have dessert?
Well, you can have that a little bit later on. Try again.
Get a haircut? No, I did that already.
But this is what we normally say at the end of most every show, and this will be the first time it's been said in 2024.
Oh my gosh, do I get to say it?
You get to say it.
I get to say it. Stay bad. I said it. I did it.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so excited. This is great.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.